Many of Marvel's iconic superheroes from the past, such as Wolverine and Iron Man, have passed away and were momentarily replaced by more contemporary reincarnations. The golden age of comics, particularly superhero novels, is typically regarded as the period immediately after the 1938 debut of Superman. The intriguing paradox in this period is that it is regarded with such affection, thus the term Golden Age, while also being the time when comic books were at their most disposable. Millions of comic books were made during this time but were just ignored. During World War II, escapist entertainment was in high demand, and home and foreign troops were among the greatest consumers of superhero comic books at the time. As a result, comic books were put together carelessly due to the enormous demand. There are several instances of comic book publishers seizing on the supply of scarce paper to fast publish a whole comic book over the course of a single weekend. This was done in order to capitalize on the paper's availability at the time. The characters themselves mirrored their disposability. The comic book writers were inconsistent in their consistency because they didn't think anybody would remember any one pilot. As the writers just let the characters invent new abilities to handle whatever circumstances arose, the characters' powers levels grew steadily. The status quo for the heroes, villains, and the Marvel Comics world is always evolving and changing, since they have been around for so long. Its most well-known characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Captain America have undergone many alterations and even been replaced. The characters don't age or pass away forever thanks to comic book logic. Still, even so, there have been instances where older Marvel characters have taken over the roles of iconic and classic Marvel heroes. The classic characters are still extant, but there are also more contemporary and frequently younger variations, some of which have been covered in today's video. Let's begin with our list of the 10 classic Marvel heroes and their modern-day counterparts. Number 10. Tony Stark, Iron Man, Riri Williams. There is no one other than Tony Stark who is deserving of the title of the original inventor of the Iron Man suit, yet Riri Williams must be given credit where credit is due. She used just fragments of her ingenuity to construct her own set of armor. After the events of Civil War II, as Tony Stark slipped into a coma, Riri decided to carry on his legacy as Ironheart with the aid of an AI copy of Tony. One of the many reasons to be eager for her MCU debut is the character's several intriguing storylines. Number 9. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Miles Morales is originally from the Ultimate Universe, where he was motivated to take on the identity of Spider-Man after seeing Peter Parker die. Unfortunately, the Ultimate Universe was obliterated during the 2015 Secret Wars storyline. Still, Morales was permitted to go on in the Prime Marvel Universe, Earth 616, where he and Peter Parker coexist while using the same name. Miles Morales' persona was primarily a technique of turning Spider-Man back into a teenager without actually altering Peter Parker, save for the minor variances in their powers and outfits. Number 8. Stephen Rogers, Captain America, Sam Wilson. This specific incident has also been included in the MCU, where Sam Wilson is the current Captain America and wears a costume that is quite true to the one from Marvel Comics, because Steve has retired. Sam would even battle the wicked Steve Rogers in the comics while posing as Captain America. Number 7. Clint Barton, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. Clint Barton has been a crucial member of the Avengers for a long time, despite not possessing any eye-catching superpowers like the rest of his contemporaries. As a proficient archer originally presented in Young Avengers, Kate Bishop was given the title of Hawkeye by Captain America, because the actual Hawkeye had passed away at the time. They established a mentor-protege relationship and worked under the same name, even after Clint's unavoidable return. This will undoubtedly be covered in the new Hawkeye series, which is even more reason to look forward to her Marvel Cinematic Universe debut. Number 6. James Howlett Logan, Wolverine, Laura Kinney. Because of his mutant regenerating abilities, Wolverine's near invincibility plays a significant role in his persona. Nevertheless, as the plot requested, he was killed in the 2014 limited series Death of Wolverine after losing his healing factor. Laura Kinney, Logan's daughter and clone, who had been known as X-23 and possessed abilities equal to his, eventually took up Logan's moniker and received her comic book series called All New Wolverine. Number 5. Bruce Banner, the Hulk, Amadeus Cho. Bruce Banner and the Hulk have been the same since the beginning, unlike other superheroes who must don a special costume to transform in their personas. Banner's gamma-infused blood makes him the Hulk, and the two have always shared an unbreakable kinship. While saving Bruce's life is totally awesome, Hulk, Amadeus Cho, removes the gamma from his blood and injects it into himself. As a result, the Hulk has the same level of greenness, but a completely different demeanor. Number 4. Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. Carol Danvers' original heroic alter ego was Miss Marvel. Still, throughout the time, she has gone by numerous different titles and is now known as Captain Marvel, just like her MCU counterpart. The origins of Kamala Khan's powers are revealed in her very own Miss Marvel comic book, which she received after her debut in the all-new Marvel Now. Point 1. Carol, a size-shifting inhuman, and Kamala, a Superman-like entity with energy manipulation skills, have vastly distinct powers. Number 3. Thor Odinson, Thor, and Jane Foster. Thor and Mjolnir go together as no other pair of items can, yet the events of the original Sin comic book narrative from 2014 left the Thunder God feeling unworthy and unable to use his hammer. Soon later, a new Thor was revealed, who turned out to be none other than Jane Foster, an old Thor's friend battling cancer at the time. During this time, Thor recovered his name and began going by Odinson. He soon suffered an arm injury in a battle with Malekith, so he stayed undeserving for about 5 years before regaining it during War of the Realm. Number 2. Janet Van Dyne, the Wasp, Nadia Van Dyne. Even though the MCU has significantly minimized the significance of her character, only comic book readers will be aware that the original Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, was a founding member of the Avengers. Despite not being connected to Janet, Nadia Van Dyne, the daughter of the first Ant-Man, Hank Pym, uses the same superhero moniker and last name. Both of them can shrink, for which they are famous, but Nadia's shrinkage is so great that she can go to other planes of reality. Number 1. Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. Although there have been 4 distinct Ghost Riders in the comics, Johnny Blaze, the first person to wear the moniker, is unquestionably the most well-known. He had already made several attempts to shake off the Ghost Rider moniker, and through an odd series of Marvel comic events, he even wound up in charge of Hell. The person now plays the part in Robbie Reyes. Originally present in all new Ghost Rider, Johnny and Robbie do the same tasks, yet their strengths derive from different places. Although Ghost Rider's motorcycle and blazing skull are instantly recognizable, he drives a vehicle in this character's iteration. So these were the 10 classic Marvel heroes and their modern-day counterparts. What are some other stories besides the 10 you picked? What you think should have been modern-day counterpart? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you're a diehard fan of Marvel Comics, then do watch 10 things only a Marvel comic fan could tell you about X-Men 2099 on our channel. Until the next, subscribe to our channel for more uploads like this.